Hello everyone, this is Isha for Pinkfresh Studio. Today I'm going to take you through the process of creating a mixed media card with a clean, elegant feel, featuring the brand new May release. I'm using the Keepsakes of the Heart stamp set, stencils, and dies. I'm also using one of the stencils from the previously released Floral Kaleidoscope stencil set. The ink colors I'm using are Grassy Knoll, Aquamarine, Paradise, Peach Fizz, Cherry Blossom, Bubblegum, Candy Apple, Atlantis, Detail Black, and Calico White. I also used Waterfall ink, which I forgot to mention. This month, Pinkfresh introduced the Precision Clear Craft Glue to their studio essentials. Next is Wow Opaque Embossing Powder and some crackle paste. I also use the half-inch blending brushes. Alright, so I'm starting with the background. I'm using a super fun technique here, smooshing. Dab a bit of waterfall ink onto a plastic sheet and spray with water. I am pressing this onto my watercolor paper. It creates this beautiful soft splashes of color. I gave it a quick dry with my heat tool just to speed things up. Next, I'm adding aquamarine blue ink, spraying some water onto it, and as before, I'm using the same smooshing technique to add in color. You can already see these gorgeous layers building up. I'm just drying it a little in between to keep that fresh watercolor vibe so the colors won't mix much to create muddy colors. Now I'm grabbing some peach fizz ink. I'm going to apply it in the same way just to add a few pops of color here and there. You don't want to go overboard here, just a light touch to make it interesting. Finally, I am bringing in cherry blossom ink, and yes, you know it by now. Same smooshing technique. A little spray of water really helps the colors to blend beautifully, and the result is this lovely multi-toned background. While that dries, let's move on. I'm taking the keepsakes of the hard dies and cutting out the vases from watercolor cardstock. This die can be used as bottles or vases. Next up, I'm stamping the images from the keepsakes of the heart stamps. I'm using calico white ink to stamp, and now I'm going to sprinkle some white embossing powder on top. Then time for the heat tool to work its magic and bring those details to life with a crisp embossed finish. For some extra texture, I am also using vellum. I applied some anti-static powder first so the embossing powder only sticks where I want it to. Same process as before, stamping with the calico white ink, adding white embossing powder and heat setting it. Once that's done, I'm using the coordinating dies to cut the images. Here I'm removing those tiny bits from the die cutting using the Pinkfresh Pokey tool. Now it's time to add some subtle texture. I'm using crackle embossing paste. I am applying it with the Floral Kaleidoscope stencil, just randomly on the panel to create some textured areas. This gives such a unique crackly look once it dries, and it adds so much character to the design. Now I'm using this circular design with more of that crackle paste. Just adding more paste with the palette knife, filling in some extra space around the edges to balance out the design. It's all about those little details. Keep it aside to dry. So now I'm taking the negative die cut panel of the vase. I'm putting the vases in the space and then using the stencil number 1 from the keepsakes of the heart stencil, I'm blending paradise ink onto those die cuts. I am focusing on the edges to give it a bit of rounded effect. Adding ink this way just gives a little bit more dimension. Next, I'm using stencil number 2 for the details. This one has the prettiest design and I am using Atlantis ink. After that, I'm going in with cherry blossom ink to tie everything together with the background. The soft color transitions look so beautiful. Now it's time for some relaxed watercoloring to the images using inks. I am dabbing sparkling rose and cherry blossom ink onto the mat. I'm using a watercolor brush to add color to the embossed images on the watercolor paper. We don't need precision here, just a loose, free flowing style. It's super relaxing and fun. After that, I'm grabbing some aquamarine and grassy knoll ink to add even more color to the image. Letting those colors blend with the help of water is so satisfying. Once everything is dry, I'm adding some splatters of the same green and aquamarine ink to the vases and the background. This gives us extra texture. My idea was to create a clean and simple design, but here I want to show you that Pinkfresh products are really versatile and can suit various styles of card making. Next, I'm trimming the panel to 5 inches by 3/4 inches and I'm going to adhere it to a heavyweight card base. I'm using some precision clear craft glue. I love how this glue holds the heavyweight watercolor paper in place without any warping. It comes in two sizes. I used it for the first time in the video and really liked the quality. Now for the fun part. I am adding some 3D foam tape to the back of my vase to give it a little lift. Using my bone folder, I am adding some dimension to the floral clusters as well. This gives them that beautiful natural flow. Once everything is in place, I'm using liquid adhesive to attach the clusters to the panel. Here I'm adding the vellum floral clusters to fill in the gaps and create a bouquet which gives an airy feel because of the added vellum. I'm using the sentiment "Here is to filling life with beauty and joy" from the same stamp set. I'm using the detail black ink to stamp it. My ink pad was little dry, so I'm stamping it a few times. I'm die cutting the sentiment and then I will add some 3D foam tape behind it and pop it up on the card. And here we have it, the final result. All those beautiful layers, colors, and textures really come together to create this stunning mixed media card. I hope you enjoyed watching this process as much as I did making it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification so you never miss out on new crafty inspiration. Until next time, happy crafting. Bye bye.